Everyone, welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial we will see how we can create or how we can use response and request triggers in Power Automate so that we can read, or the flow or the Power Automate will read some HTTP request and it will process the information that the request has been received, and in return it will respond to the source information or source application in response object, right? So let us see how we can create. So this is my Power Automate screen. Here I have given a name, HTTP request response flow. Here I want to use a trigger called as request. So you search as request here. As soon as you search request, you will see there is an option called as request. Now click on the request option, and once you click the request trigger or connector, you will see there is a trigger when an HTTP request is received. Click on this option. The HTTP request is received when it is clicked. You will see there is a HTTP post URL is defined here, right? And here the URL is not been generated. So every HTTP trigger should require a JSON schema so that it will identify the JSON schema whenever the request is received. So you can write down here as a schema. Otherwise, the easiest way is you have to click on use sample payload and use your sample JSON data. I want to use this schema, this JSON information, and I want to send this format, JSON format, from my source application, right? I am passing contact object, and in the contact object I am passing multiple contact informations in an array, right? So this is one contact and this is another contact. Now I am clicking done. As soon as you click done, the schema is automatically generated for you, right? So it is not required to write down yourself, rather it will automatically generate this schema for you. You can see here the first name is string, last name, email, it is automatically generated. Now this HTTP post URL will not be generated until unless you save this flow, right? Now collapse for now. Now this trigger or this step will identify whenever you send an HTTP request with this information, with this object, right? HTTP request JSON format. Once it is done, I have given a variable here, taken a variable called as result, and I have taken the type as array, and I am not setting the value, I am just initializing a variable here. And at the next thing, I want to add a loop. Let me delete this for now. Okay. So here I have taken a variable. Now next, whenever the HTTP request is received, I am creating a variable here so that as soon as the records will be created in the Dataverse, it will keep adding the new GUID that is created for that record in that array, right? Now the variable is initialized. Next I want to add a Dataverse create operation. So click on Microsoft Dataverse. Here I want to use add a new row, because the request that will contain all the contact informations will be created. So I'll choose here contact because I want to create contact records. So select contacts. As soon as you select contacts, it will give you the options that you want to assign. I want to assign the last name, so I will use last name. Can you see that in the dynamic content panel you will see three informations. These three informations or the properties are coming from when a HTTP request is received. So this is the step that contains all the customer information with first name, last name and email. So I want to assign these variables or these properties to corresponding fields of the contact record. So I want to assign last name. Click on this and click on last name. As soon as you click last name, the apply for each loop is automatically added, because the HTTP JSON object will accept multiple contact informations. That's why it will loop through all the rows, all the contact informations that is part of the HTTP request object. Then it will loop through one by one. Then it will do the new record creation, right? It will first loop read the first record iteration, then it will assign the last name, then also I will assign the first name here, and also I will assign email, right? Now So this apply for each loop will loop through all the iterations, all the records that are part of my HTTP object, and it will try to create new records for that contact. Once it is trying to create, I want to append this variable inside this action, inside this loop. So click on add action, use variable, right? This is the variable, and this time I will use append to array variable because I want to append all record informations that is created in Dataverse. So I will use the name as result, and what value I want to append to the array variable? I want to append the contact ID, right? So search here contact ID. Now when you search contact ID, you will see contact unique identifier of the contact. You have to click this. Now it will keep appending to the array variable, and this is the GUID that will automatically picked whenever the record is created at this previous step. Now this array will contain all the rows that has been passed from this object, right? Now I can collapse this apply for each, click on new step, and this time I want to send a response to this request. Whenever any application sends a HTTP request to this flow, it will respond using a response object, response action, right? So search request, you will see there is a request, and here you will see response. So in the response action, you will have a status code. You have to define 200 or some other code you can specify. If there is an error, you can find out, you can specify error status code. 200 is success status code, right? Now what you want to return? In the body, I want to return the result variable with all GUIDs that has been created, and that is of array type. So I can click on this array result variable from this dynamic panel. Now it is added. Now my Power Automate is done. Now I want to test this. So till now the URL is not generated, right? Because every time you want to create a HTTP request object, the unique URL must be there. But as we have not saved it, the URL is not generated. Now save it. As soon as you save it, the HTTP post URL will be generated for me, right? Now this is the URL generated. I can copy the URL. Now I want to test this flow, if it is working fine or not, right? So I'll go here and try to create a new request, right? Now click on here. I want to provide the parameter here. This is the URL that is generated for my flow, and I will choose post as the verb, and I will pass the raw data here, right? I will go to the body, go to raw, and here I want to pass the JSON object. My JSON object is, you have to pass the same payload, contact, and you have to change the format as JSON because I want to pass JSON. So we have to pass multiple contact information, right? Now first thing is first name. This is the property I have to pass. I want to pass, let's say, user1, or let's say Ajay. The first name will be, let's say, I want to create Ajay, and comma, then I want to pass last name. So this is the format. So same format you have to pass. Last name. Now here you have to pass the last name. Last name is, let's say, Ajay Sharma, and the last property is email. I want to pass the email information, let's say ajay@gmail.com. Okay. Now I want to copy the same information and I will change it to the second line. This time I will use, let's say, Vijay, and I will change the email address to make it unique. Okay. Now these two records I want to create. So now I have given the post verb, I have given the URL, and I have given the raw data for that is required for the request. Now here I will capture the response. Now click on send button. It will try to send a HTTP request to this URL where my flow is triggered. Can you see that in the response you will see the first GUID is the GUID of the first information as a record, and second is the GUID of the second record. So let me go and test if it is created or not. Let me go to Power Apps and go to tables, search for contact. In the contact, let me go to tables, go to data, and in the data, if you refresh this data, you will see my 2 records are created. Can you see that these 2 records are created as because of the HTTP request? And if you also see the flow status, you will see the last time it is run successfully. If you click this, you can see all the run history of this flow. Right now, apply for each applied. So there are 2 records. Every time it creates records, and you can also see the information here. Right. So this is how you create. You call HTTP request. You call a HTTP request using flow, and a response. Send a response back to the platform which is calling it. Okay, so I hope it helps you in your project, and thank you for watching this channel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe this channel. I will come with more videos next time. Thank you.